Give me a warm-up one. Okay. I was born Victoria Ann Kurth in New York City, New York, August 6th, 1950. I lived in New York for the first 3 years of my life, and then my parents moved back to Billings, Montana. Well, my childhood in Montana was pretty idyllic. I loved living with my grandparents when we lived at their house. I loved both of my grandparents a lot. My grandpa in particular was known as like the best babysitter ever because he would let you have treats and you could, I would lie on his chest and watch TV and fall asleep. I remember just going up and down with him. He'd fall asleep, then I'd fall asleep. We both would be there after having had some popcorn or grapes or something fun. I wanted to share two of my favorite things. These were mugs that I actually made out of pictures that I really like a lot. And this is one of Scott and Nathaniel and me in front of, I think it's a whale tail. We'd just come back from a cruise in the Caribbean with the whole family, which was really, really fun. And it was a great memento of a family trip with two of my favorite people. The boys were very much part of my life. I babysat them. And as you notice, I'm saying the boys because it was Vicky and the boys. It was really hard to have a date in my house. I was the oldest, and my brothers basically followed me around. It was this kind of a wild pack of 4 little boys and 2 dogs, and whatever other little boys in the neighborhood decided to join in. So anybody who ever dated me knew that they were going to have to deal with my brothers. And as I got older and the boys got older, that sometimes involved actually wrestling with them while I was getting dressed. They'd come in and the boys would start jumping on them, and they'd have to wrestle them in the living room until I came out.
How did you meet Dad?
I met Skip at a mixer that they had for Radcliffe, Harvard, and Wellesley students at the beginning of our freshman year. So I was talking to 2 people that I knew, and I assumed that Dad knew one of them because I didn't think you just went up and talked to people who were strangers. Little did I know that that was actually the point of a mixer. But anyway, that's when I met him. So this is a picture of Skip that was painted by his Aunt Charmin. She was his mom's younger sister. And you can see by this painting that she really loved Skip. And she understood him, and I think this picture really captures his essence. How many times was I in love? That's an interesting question. Probably my first love was Pat Sweeney in high school. And then Mike McDonald's, also in high school. Then my friend Lars in Sweden. And then Dad. Skip. And Skip was, I thought, my soulmate, my life's companion. And when he died, I didn't think I'd ever find anybody else that I would want to be with. And it was only when I'd been a single mom for 10 years, I guess, by that time. And Scott, who lived next door and was in my department, decided that I kind of at that point, Nathaniel was about to graduate. And so I said to Skip, you got to help me do this because if I'm supposed to get married again or do something else, I'm certainly not having any luck on my own. So you got to help. And if you think that's what should happen. So I kind of just left it. I had the thought and left it. And meanwhile, Scott, living next door, had been divorced for a couple of years and was beginning to feel like he didn't want to be single. He decided that he was going to ask me out. So I went to the department meeting, at which point I was the chairman of the management department, and I said, who wants to go to the play? A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I was not asking for a date. So I came home and I got a phone call from Scott saying, well, I'll go to the play with you. I went. So it took about 8 or 9 months before he ever even kissed me. And at that point, I have to say, it was all over. And I realized I could fall in love again. And it turned out that there was something more. And I've really been fortunate to have 2 amazing men in my life. This is another favorite mug that I made out of a picture, and this is our dear little dog, Napongo. And he's drying himself off after a swim in the Gallatin. So it represents not only our dear sweet Napongo, who is my butler, but also all the great times we had at the Gallatin River. So it's a really special mug.
Looking back at your life thus far, what are you most proud of?
Well, my son. Now I'm going to get weepy again. I'm very, obviously that is the thing I'm most proud of. That's my legacy to the world, is his life and whoever comes after him. But I'm also proud of the work that Dad and I did, research projects that we did, and my career as a teacher. It was very meaningful to me to have an impact on so many lives over so many years. I was a professor for over 40 years, and a lot of people came through my classrooms.
What do you wish you had spent more time doing, and what do you wish you had spent less time doing?
Probably could have eaten less ice cream. Although sometimes I think I could have eaten more ice cream. So I guess it could go either way. I spent a lot of time with good friends and with my family, and we took a lot of trips together. I had a balanced life. My advice, I guess, would be not to take my advice, but to trust yourself. Trust yourself. Don't settle.
What is one thing you know to be true?
Love is all there is. That's it. Love is all there is.